Hey, Patreon fans. There you go.
I almost jumped the gun, too. Hey, Patreon
We
fans,
love you guys. Love the ways that you support us, and we love giving you this extra content in extra interviews with our guests when we're here, the Patreon pods that drop every Wednesday, and then the new episodes of Cheaper Seats, which we're doing skateboarding and old ABC Wild World of Sports skateboarding from
You
the
can only get them on our Patreon page.
And then next month we have local wrestling
From
at the
St. Louis,
Chase
that we grew up with.
We grew up watching right before Sunday school. It is amazing. So patreon.com/Sklar Brothers, and we get into it with our buddy Gar Ryness, the batting stance guy, one of our favorite people out there. You were with me watching the Super Bowl this year. It was fun.
Yeah.
Super Bowl was amazing.
Halftime show was good.
Halftime show, we were out of our seats.
By the way, the juxtaposition of the MLB lockout happening on the end of the most incredible 7 straight NFL playoff games I've ever seen in my life.
Yes.
Overtime.
Last
every time.
second field goal on the road, walk off, overtime.
The back and forth. Kansas
Wild
City,
fumbles,
Buffalo Bills.
crazy. It was those 7 games, Ukraine, Russia, and then MLB's like,
Yeah, we're gonna.
I want $10.1 billion,
Right, exactly.
not 10.
Yeah, so you literally are watching the best things play out ever, and you're like, we're going to sideline ourselves so that we're not a part of this. It's just insane. But the halftime show was incredible. I mean, we were up out of the couch, and everyone was dancing. Everyone was going crazy. You could see it in the crowd, too. And what was amazing, there was a moment, and we saw it, where McPherson, the Bengals kicker, McPherson, who's rookie, unbelievable, tied Adam Vinatieri's record in terms of, and was just incredible and
cocky, like
ice water in his veins.
Didn't he
give me the
Joe
ball.
Burrow at one point? He's like, looks like we're going to the NFL. Looks like we're going to the AFC Championship game. Like said that to him as he's walking out to make the kick.
I love it. Like they're just ice water in his veins. Balls. This guy. He's out, hanging out with apparently the long snapper too. They're watching the halftime show live. I mean, everybody else is down in the tunnel.
They're standing next to Bieber as he's singing all the words.
And now he gets so much shit for it from the team. Like, basically, the team is upset. The Bengals are still upset that he wasn't in the locker room. Then why? Why does this guy have to be in the locker room with them? The
Why does he have
kicker
to do anything.
What strategy does he need to
See,
hear?
he could be sitting in a box with Beyonce.
Right?
And then, like, when they cross the 50, he can be like, in his uniform, I got to go down.
I got to go down and do this thing.
They might need me.
Trevor Hoffman would take a shower in like the 7th or 8th inning. It seemed crazy to hear it. He would put hot water on his shoulder.
Yeah.
Because he knew he was not going to come in like
Before then.
Yeah, that wild.
Because he was like, they're never going to use me in the 6th.
No, that's not what I do. But just getting the timing wrong. Like, I don't know if, like, right before you're supposed to go on, if you're like, I think I have enough time to go to the bathroom. It is so unsettling.
Like,
to be in the wrong place where you couldn't be reachable.
Right. This is halftime.
So, but here's the thing.
You're not going to call him in for kicks in halftime. He's not going to be in a strategy session at halftime.
So, but my question is this. Had they not shown him on TV, would anybody have known in the locker room? And anybody like, where's Evan McPherson?
No one would have noticed.
McPherson should be here to hear this. No.
Yeah.
I mean, look, I'm all for the whole team needs to be there and it's a whole team thing. But, like, does Evan McPherson practice with the team? No. He's off doing his own thing somewhere else. Like, the kickers are just like, I can't even, I want to try and give an analogy for what a kicker is.
They're like people, you know what they are? They're like people who work for your company but only work from home.
That's right.
Yeah.
They don't have to be in the office. You don't need them there.
You don't need that guy at the team building weekend.
This is the accounting person who sends the checks out from her house. She works from 4 other places. She's an accountant.
Gun for hire.
She doesn't need to be here. She doesn't need to, like, weigh in on what the break room, like, paint job needs to be.
By the way, I think you should have had a segment during the halftime show, and we should have, like, called down and been like, kicking it with Evan McPherson, right?
Let him do other things. I mean, seriously, build him up as a personality. Like,
he is kind of a good personality.
Plus, of all teams, the Bengals have like 3 scouts. Like every other team has 100, and they have like 1 practice field. It's outdoors.
Right.
They have like
freezing.
Like what Moneyball portrayed the A's like with the vending machines and stuff is like the Bengals. The Bengals like, I'm not gonna pay for that.
That's right.
So like even team meetings, like it was probably like an overhead projector.
Yeah, and he's like,
by the way,
stand out in the hall.
An OPEG projector with a transparency on top of it.
It's opaque.
They would show the movie Hemo the Magnificent.
They would show the Lorax in reverse.
Like, I think, I'm going to throw this stat out here, okay? 42 combined field goals in 2021 set the team record, destroying the mark
It is
of
an
34.
Opaque, it is an opaque projector.
Opaque projector. Battering the mark of 34 by Mike Nugent, the Nuge, in 2011.
Catch, scratch,
42.
fever.
And by the way, won some amazing games. I think he's earned the right to watch Mary J. Blige and 50 Cent hanging upside down.
And sing no drama. There should be no drama around this.
Right?
Parents,
5 walk-off game winners.
Parents, if you're listening at home, here's a strategy that you can work with your kids. And Evan McPherson basically showed us what it's like. If sometimes it's better to ask for forgiveness than permission. So he is out there because even if he gets caught, he gets to see the
he's
greatest,
seen the greatest
rapper,
half
hip-hop of
that's
his
right.
life.
Yeah.
And 10 years from now, what's he going to remember? He was at that meeting or he
No,
saw all
he's
those
gonna
guys
remember
live.
this. 5 walk-off game winners. He's earned it. He's earned a chance to watch this thing, right? Including 2 in the playoffs, 12 field goals of over 50 yards. So what are you going to do? You're going to cut this guy? Good luck finding another guy. By the way, this is your future kicker for the He's a rookie. This is your guy. He's going to win you countless games in the future. What you say to him is, you don't get mad at him. He's not the reason that you lost. He just isn't the reason that you lost. You couldn't protect your quarterback.
Now, here's the deal.
I'd be mad at the line.
Had he been out there, missed the meeting, missed this team bonding moment, and then was distracted and missed a key field goal down the line,
Then you can get mad at him.
Now you can get mad at him.
What if he ran across the street to Chipotle?
That would have been great. I mean,
Is that a problem?
no, it's not.
That's somehow less of a problem for these people because then it's not as public of a thing. In his uniform,
in
So
the cleats,
you're
in the helmet.
You're in Chipotle. You're
Yeah.
like, do I go carnitas? Do I go?
What am I doing here?
Who's this guy?
Who's this guy?
What's he?
what's your name? McPherson.
Yeah.
You're in. Isn't the Super Bowl going on right now?
No, everyone would be like, wow, this guy's really dressed up for the Super Bowl. No one would think that he's part of the team. Nobody.
No.
Not one person would think he's part of the team.
I think in '72, whenever the A's went, one of the World Series that they won, George Hendrick apparently, right field. Yeah, your Cardinals, George Hendrick. He was in right field. The last out was made.
Did you tell us this or who
They
told us?
won, and then he runs out, gets in the car, and drives away. Like full uniform, doesn't even stick around. Can you imagine you're like a
I thought
chevron?
that happened for the
A's.
A's,
Yeah,
not
A's.
the Cardinals.
No,
that
it was
was
early.
82.
No, early. Well, he may have also done it then.
So George Hendrick famously hated the media too.
Yeah.
Hated. They called him Silent George because
Yeah.
he would not speak to the media because he was misquoted once, right?
Yeah, he asked me to do. He was like a hitting coach or a bench coach for the Rays, and he asked me to imitate a couple people, and I told him I've never had any idea what your voice sounded like. He's I just had nothing to say.
So I'll tell you my George Hendrick story. We go to the Cardinals.
So good.
We go to a Dodgers game, not a Cardinals game. It's Dodgers Rays. Hendrick is there.
Yeah.
And he's in the dugout, and all these kids, because it's gotten to the point now where it's like you can't catch a foul ball in a game anymore. You just got to beg players for them,
It's like Halloween. It's like the people who show up at your house at
and
like
you have
10.
kids coming down going give me a ball,
Give it.
give it. It's like shut up, no, we're not giving it. And so everyone's like Hendrick. I'm like, you don't know who this guy is. So I said to my son, who was like 5 at the time, I want you to say, and it took me a while to get him to do it, but I was like, say, hey, Silent George, you're the 1980, you're my favorite 1982 Cardinal champ. He says that, and George Hendrick spins around and was like, who said that?
That's great.
He said, who said that? And I pointed to my son, and he grabs a ball, flips him a ball, rolls it across the top of the dugout, and he's like, that was a good one.
How many seasons did Hendrick play? Guess.
18.
How many do you think he played?
15.
He's right. 18. How many career home runs did George Hendrick have?
275.
275. What do you think?
230.
George Hendrick had 267. You were right.
Oh, nice.
Now, here's the interesting thing about George Hendrick. He was one of the only players to have 100 home runs in both leagues. So how many did he have in the National League? You know they had over 100.
266?
Yeah, 267. How many did he have in the National League?
161.
Okay, how many did he have in the National League?
140.
He had 150 in the National League and 117 in the American League. This is amazing. Silent George.
That's
what an
definitely
amazing.
that's a Stan Musial number. You know Stan Musial number, right?
What?
Stan Musial had the exact same number of hits.
From the
On
right
both
side
sides of
as
the plate.
the left
no,
side.
no,
of the plate.
he was a lefty the whole way.
Sorry.
Home in the road.
Home in the road.
Sorry,
That's
sorry. Yeah,
Exact. It's like 1865 or something. He had the exact same.
just incredible. All right, guys.
There you go.
Patreon fans, we love you. And Gar, we love you so much. What a joy. What a treat to get to give you guys this extra content. And we'll see you next week.